Justice for Micah. This is a tribute and a reminder. As Micah put it, don't let this happen to you. This is a story of coercive control. This is a story of religious abuse. This is a story that needs to be told. Thank you for joining me.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play
Love
with me like
shouldn't
cats
have
on the
to hurt.
string.
Please
You
join
don't
me.
understand the
This
pain
is
it
Chevy Cool
brings.
Lady. Welcome to Voice for the Voiceless. He silenced Micah. She expressed it the best she knew how through a stick figured drawing. Oh, but it says a lot. It says volumes, don't you think? Please express in the comments your view. I'm expressing mine in this video, and I want to thank you for joining me. Let's spread the word. Love shouldn't have to hurt. No, love shouldn't have to hurt. We stand with the survivors, all survivors of abuse. We are Micah's warriors.
If I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
Micah's message clearly states don't let this happen to you. The simplistic power of the stick figure drawing depicts her bound and gagged, tied by force to her money grubbing husband and pastor, J.P. Miller. He would have had her silenced forever. In fact, if the story had gone in as planned, this whole thing would have blown over in just a few weeks. But we have responded overwhelmingly and worldwide. Her silent screams have become a war cry. Supporters and survivors have reached out with their own stories of
Did you ever physically
resilience.
abuse Micah?
Never once in any way, shape, or form. Not in any type of abuse, not physical, no type of abuse ever. I took better care of her than any man could have possibly taken care of her in every way. She never had to cook a single meal. She never had to clean, not one time. She never had to work. All she had to do was take her medicine and enjoy her life.
If everything was so perfect and there was no abuse and she never had to work, not even to clean the house or cook a single meal. No, John Paul, not ever. If everything was so perfect, why did you try to bribe her to come home with a paid vacation?
I wish I wasn't struck. I wish when I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
John Paul, how do you explain seeing that things are always so perfect between you and Micah and you were the best husband any man could possibly be? Then can you explain this letter titled Divorce? Hey, Micah, I hope you're doing well. I'm ready to be done and move on and heal and find a first lady who won't treat me the way you are. I really hope you do great things. I was willing to do anything. I even had the amazing desire to have kids since you're not on meds. And I want to apologize for the flowers and fruit. It was already paid for to last until your birthday. Feel free to give it all away. I sent that to you before I found out all the things that I have recently found out about you and what you've done, and you disgust me. So please, let's meet soon and be divorced, and let this nightmare be over for me. I'm enjoying all the Africa missions, and Pastor Jumba and all the pastors' wives are so excited for what we're doing. We expect 120 kids our first semester. I have about 10 to 12 people going this time, including Kristen and Tom's Winslow and Becca and Jonathan, etc. And I need to move on ASAP. I need a woman who will respect me and love me and be worthy of all that being a first lady is about. Have you found that, John Paul? Is Susie worthy? Huh? Do you think she's worthy? Really? Okay. Good luck with that.
History of disagreements with Micah's family over her need for medication?
That is the most accurate statement you could ever make.
Why did you think she needed medicine?
If a doctor, especially 7 doctors, especially nurses, and especially 7 doctors.
One doctor or 7, JP. And how many nurses? A million? Who knows? You love to throw these numbers out like it actually means something. Just because you attach a number to a statement does not make the statement true. You haven't proven yet that Micah ever needed medication according to the documentations that you provided in your affidavit and your so called 350 pieces of evidence that was, I think, 278 pieces actually, and I don't know what would be considered evidence. The things you presented seemed to incriminate you, in my opinion, but at this time, JP, it seems that your mental health was in question, according to an affidavit from Allison Williams. It was around this time JP's mental health seemed to be really spiraling out of control, and he began acting even more bizarre. He informed me that he was getting into buying guns and shooting and had purchased a gun safe for his home. As a convicted felon, he's not allowed to have weapons. However, he managed to get a police chief from the church to assist with expunging his record. Further, he was giving a special police badge that says pastor to utilize if he ever gets pulled over, so they will let him go. With the constant discord between JP and Micah and JP's own self-reported mental state.
When she's off her meds, she's knocked the crap out of me a few times. Chipped my tooth, busted my nose, hit me so hard in my ear it rang for 6 hours and I lost hearing. But that's when she's off meds. That's when, and you just take care. It's like an autistic child. Now, when she's
Micah's law is supported by Micah's legal team, her family, friends, supporters, and Micah's warriors who want to see the laws change to protect survivors.
They claim that she had a journal that shows she was a victim of abusive, coercive control. The definition includes things like isolation from family and friends, depriving of basic needs, threats to reveal private information, monitoring communications, and financial abuse.
to isolate her. No, I have text messages where I'm telling her you should give them another chance. She's the one that takes them. Micah did not. She loved her family. She did not trust them as far as you can spit.
Have you ever threatened to reveal private information of Micah's?
No. I think. Wait, hold on. I think there was a. I think it was March 11th or 12th when we were at Honda. I was getting her mail to her, and she yelled something mean at me, and I threatened to show pictures of her.
People have repeatedly stood outside Miller's Solid Rock Church since her death, holding signs that say, "Justice for Micah."
I want her to be remembered as a woman who loved her church more than anything. The very church that these idiot protesters, they're not even protesters really, they're just un-American people who were trying to scare Christians. But
people think that you're to blame for her death. What would you say to them?
they're the biggest idiots on planet Earth. I am the only one not to blame. I'm the only one who tried to help her keep her alive. The 48 people I went to and said she needs her lithium or she's going to commit suicide, don't let her get a gun, especially her family, and did nothing. With me, She never committed suicide. With me, she's happy, healthy, whole.
It's really too bad her husband didn't love her. Oh, Micah loved. She loved with her whole heart. She loved her church. She loved the people. She loved the souls. And she felt very bad about what you were doing, John Paul. She felt betrayed by many members of the church who you clung to and made a fan club of your own idolatry to protect those who are being abused in domestic situations who are brushed off by the police right now because there's no laws to prove that this is what's going on. Micah made many police reports. She went to everyone she could think of, including the elders of her church, and no one protected Micah. Micah's list, taken from her journal entries and sightings of abuse, are very compelling and need to be made into a law.
Are you trying to ask me if I think somebody murdered her? Do you think anybody murdered her? No. Are you trying to ask me if I think somebody murdered her? Do you think anybody murdered her? No. It's like an autistic child.
Could you possibly be any more offensive, John Paul? To come right out and say that you had to treat Micah, a grown woman, like a autistic child. And I'm sure you meant that in the worst possible way. But it made me think, is that why she responded to your treatment, to your abuse, to your entanglement with darkness by simply drawing a stick figure drawing, a drawing that strips away all the details and leaves the bare, naked story to be seen and understood by anybody who takes a look at it? John Paul, how dare you talk about Micah that way? And it's certainly understandable why she kept a journal and sketches like the one we see, where she is absolutely unable to move. Duct tape across her mouth, a ball and chain chained to you, her arm tied to her waist and her feet tied, while you dream the love of money dancing in your head. Oh, yeah, we understand Micah's drawing, but what we don't understand is you. In relationships like hers, her abusers systematically eroded her sense of self through manipulation, through isolation, and emotional domination. This can and often leads to the victim feeling voiceless. This led to Micah feeling voiceless. This is why she put the duct tape over her mouth. She no longer had a voice. Her thoughts, her opinions, her autonomy were all suppressed. In Micah's case, her husband, John Paul, reportedly used tactics such as controlling her social interactions, undermining her confidence, instilling fear to maintain power. He placed tracking devices on her vehicle. He tracked her by her phone. He actually put deflation devices in her tires. He formed his own band of followers that turned against Micah in her hour of need. And anyone who tried to help her was kicked out of the church, ridiculed, even followed, reportedly. Some people just can't live without that type of control in their life. This kind of abuse makes survivors feel trapped, silenced, and unable to express their true selves. Micah was bound hand and foot to this man, a ball and chain, chaining her to a life she no longer wanted. It's a chilling reminder how coercive control can strip away someone's identity and voice and left Micah feeling invisible. Her story sparked conversations about the need for laws to protect survivors of both physical and non physical abuse, overcomers. And her silence has become a song, which is now a chorus and a movement. And I am so proud of you all. Micah's raw art is unpolished. And today we're going to dive right into both the analysis and the psychology of the simple stick figure. TikTok user 37 did a great job reviewing and analyzing Micah's stick figure drawing. So let me go ahead and read that to you. She is telling you he holds her hostage as his moneymaker. Her mouth is duct taped. She is completely bound in silence. She cannot fight, escape, nor talk. And look at her heart, it's broken. And him with a very small heart, almost non existent heart. He does it all in the name of God, the Holy Bible in his right hand. Now look at him. Dollar signs in his eyes, dollar signs and hearts above his head and in his mind. A broad, open smile, gleeful, even. But she cannot tell anyone what the pastor is doing. She is silenced. So look at the way she depicts them holding hands. They're not. He has her in a balled up fist. Look at her feet. They're tied, bound up. Her left arm is tied, bound to her body, and her mouth is stuck. If you are a survivor of abuse, if you are struggling to get your voice back, then recapture it now. Here's some critical thinking exercises you can do that'll improve your own self esteem and sense of self worth. It's a 15-minute drawing exercise using the simplest of forms, the stick figure. Draw two versions of yourself on the same piece of paper. On one side, draw yourself as you see yourself limited by chores, work, routines, personal situations, your dress, how you feel. And in the second, draw you living your best life. Start to picture your own dreams and visions, the things that you really desire for your life. And if it's blank, then start with a smile because we all need to be happy. I wish you all to be blessed and thank you so much for joining me as we remember and continue to celebrate Micah and wait with anxious and anticipation for justice to be done. Thank you so much. Love you. Please like, share, and keep the word out there.